Hello and welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Today I'm reviewing a Casa de Garcia Red in the Toro size. Had a triple cap, a slightly spongy pack, a little softer than I would have liked to have seen. Some veins, very tight seams. Honestly, I'm not seeing any seams. Except there it is now. It's starting to come around a little bit, and that exposed the seam. Very light brown, like a, if you put a lot of cream in your coffee, or maybe a little coffee in your cream. Very light brown wrapper. Wrapper actually feels like fine Italian leather. Very nice wrapper. I don't know all the particulars on the cigar, but if I had to guess, I would say this is a Connecticut shade. Initially, I used my punch cutter to punch the cap. Pre-draw seemed like it was getting enough airflow. Had a little bit of spice in there, tobacco flavors. Not a whole lot of complexity. But then after I lit it and took a few puffs on it, it tightened up a lot. So I got out my Cigar XI3 cutter and snipped the end off more, and it didn't open up any, so it's within the construction. Initially started off with had an odd taste to it, not quite glue, but there was definitely something odd about it. Wasn't sure what it was. That quickly dissipated after the first 2-3 minutes. So anyway, there's the label. This is a Toro size, as I had mentioned. I picked this up for $1.89 at one of those discount tobacco shops. Definitely some spice there. Maybe like a white pepper on the retrohale. Okay, a little bit of paper, shiny paper, like magazine paper. Not real dominant, but there's something there that's reminding me of that. Okay, so I'll get somewhere into the first third and let you know how this is progressing. Pairing today's cigar with Shock Top Belgian White. It's a microbrew beer. I enjoy this beer a lot. A lot of times I'll take a slice of orange, pop it down in there, or if I'm drinking it in a frosted mug, put a slice or two in there. Very good beer. Real happy with it. Shock Top Belgian White. I'm an idiot. Here we are, well into the first third. Been smoking this for probably 15 minutes or so. I have a good 1.5 inches worth of ash. It seems to be kind of loose, a little flaky looking. For the most part, a pretty even burn, other than where there was that little bit where the wrapper had just unraveled slightly. It's got a little dip in it there, right there. But other than that, everything seems to be alright. Looks like it's actually trying to split through it, like it's bursting. But so far, my only real complaint is the tight draw. Very tight draw. It's getting harder and harder to draw air through it. Picked up a little bit of nuttiness in there, a little bit of earth. Any spiciness, other than I guess maybe there's a slight hint of cedar in there, maybe. Oh, so subtle. But the white pepper from early on is pretty much gone. So I'll get well into the second third, and we'll see how it progresses from there. Here we are in the second third. I've only ashed it the one time. Ash is still kind of loose and flaky and that kind of thing. Burn is a little bit uneven, but it seems to be correcting itself where the wrapper had started to come unraveled a little bit. No burn issues with that regard, other than it's still a very, very tight draw. Started picking up a few new flavors, a little bit of earth in there, a little bit of meatiness, a little bit of woodsiness maybe. So a little bit of complexity coming through. And honestly, for $1.89, you're getting a lot for it. Only real complaint is that tight draw. So I'll get somewhere into the final third, and we'll see what happens from there. Here we are in the final third, just entering the final third. I took the band off. I have inch or so, inch and a quarter maybe worth of ash. Still burning a little bit unevenly, not too terribly bad. It's self-correcting at this point. The only issues other than the tight draw would be that it's softening up quite a bit. As it warms up, it's just getting really mushy. The flavor profile hasn't really changed a whole lot. Same basic flavors. For a moment there, I got maybe a hint of leather for a very short moment. A little bit of the white pepper way in the rear of the palate has returned. We'll go ahead and flick this ash off. There we go. So, yeah, I'll get this down into the nub and we'll see if we have any pleasant surprises. I'll be back. Approaching the nub, the draw opened up pretty good late in the final third. It's maybe a little bit tight yet, but really close to where I like the cigars to be, real close. The flavor profile hasn't changed a lot, other than the flavors are a little more forward, a little more noticeable. The smoke is starting to heat up a little bit, not hot, but it's definitely warming up a little bit. Kind of dry on the back of the palate, way back in here. Still burning unevenly. Flaky, that kind of thing. It's quite soft and mushy. But really, this, for $1.89, it's every bit as good as any $6 or $7 cigar I've ever smoked. I'll continue this on, and unless I get some real changes as I smoke through the nub, I'll end it here saying that very good value price cigar. Like I said, every bit as good as a $6 or $7 cigar. Every bit. $1.89. So you have this triple cap, Italian leather feel on the wrapper. Mostly a tight draw through the majority of the cigar. Flaky ash. The scent on the wrapper, just some basic tobacco notes. There's a little something else in there, but kind of nondescript. Wasn't sure what all I was picking up. Slight hint of spice on the foot. Smoking it, I picked up a little bit of white pepper early on, which then came back somewhere near the final third. A little bit of leather in there, a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of meatiness, a little bit of earth, a little bit of mineral, a little bit of heavy, shiny paper. Didn't last real long. It's kind of a taste that I don't care for. It didn't really put me off because it was not real dominant, but it was there. So it was, just another interesting tidbit to the taste. There's a kind of a cool, not really an ammonia, not really a minty. There's a bit of a coolness mid-palate. Haven't had any issues with you know, having to relight it. Never went out. There's actually several times where I put it down for several minutes and it was still burning just fine when I picked it up. For the money, you really can't beat a cigar like this for the money. Generally, I don't like the lighter colored wrappers. I don't like the way they look. But this is probably one of the better of the lighter colored wrappers that I've ever smoked. So I'll end this video here unless I have to come back at the end as I'm smoking through the nub if I pick up something really worth mentioning. But I'll go ahead and end it here other than that. So I thank you for once again watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews, the Casa de Garcia Red in Toro size. Thank you.